Welcome back everybody to episode 25. Now F1 Manager career mode, role-playing as Dario Franchitti, being the boss of AlphaTauri. Got the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix from Jeddah up today. And it's a pretty short turnaround. We got only, I think, 3 or 4 days. I don't think much will be getting done. I think the only thing of importance that will be getting done is the helipad will be getting refurbished. But other than that, not much else is. We got some rear wings will be finished, potentially, but that's it. Helipad will be done a couple days before we leave for Jeddah, and then another rear wing will be done. So I guess we just keep going. I will do my best to avoid spoilers until we get to Jeddah. But there you go, the helipad refurbishment is done. Our sponsor target payouts have gone back up from 3 to 4%, and the team attractiveness has gone up from 16 to 20. There's not much else to it really. I will catch you in Saudi Arabia.
Formula One is back. Welcome to one of the fastest circuits on the calendar here at Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is about to kick off and the atmosphere here is electric. The Jeddah street circuit has one of the fastest average speeds as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. The weekend begins here.
Okay, so as expected, no rain here at Jeddah. Going to be sunny all weekend. 50 lap race. I will catch you after practice 3.
Okay. We can take a look now. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
So Alonso has retired.
Okay, understood.
Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame. Hello and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice is nearly done and that means that qualifying awaits. Each team will be looking to build on the progress they made during yesterday's practice sessions. When it comes to preparation, absolutely nothing should be left to chance. Everything has to be just right. Of course, by the time the cars hit the track, well, there are some things in Formula One that no one can prepare for. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Okay, end of all 3 practice sessions. Pretty tame. I think there was just the one incident in practice 2 with Fernando Alonso crashing on his very first lap. So he missed an entire session. Just went straight on at turn 1. But there's our track acclimatization, car parts knowledge and setup confidence. As you can see, both guys have their full complement of 15 performance bonus. So I guess they're basically both going to be driving at an 87. Yeah, practice 1, we were about a second clear of Verstappen in the Red Bull. Likewise, we were 0.8 up at the end of practice 2, doing a pretty similar thing, and also practice 3, we did the same thing. Only half a second up. However, by the time we did do our glory run at the end, we'd already been on those tyres for a good chunk of time, and we'll see how qualifying goes. No real surprises. Who are the 5R to get knocked out? You got both Williams, both Aston Martins, and Yuki in the McLaren. McLaren and Haas seem to have pretty similar cars. Not sure why we are listed as behind Bottas when we were 1,000th of a second quicker, but anyway. The 5 to miss out this time, you got Fernando Alonso in the Alpine, K-Mag in the Haas, Norris in the McLaren, Latifi in the Haas, and Sebastian Vettel in the Alfa Romeo. Okay, that's a wrap on qualifying. Looks like we'll be starting 5th and 7th. Both guys improved on their final flying lap, as they should, because they were using a brand new set, whereas at the start of Q3 we bolted on a set of the older ones. Going to be a all Red Bull front row. Again, Pierre was just able to squeak into the 28th, set pretty much the exact same time as Lewis. And this time Ricciardo is listed as being ahead of Bottas, even though they set at the same time, so I have no idea what's going on. Throughout practice we did save a set of the mediums, and of course in qualifying we saved a set of the softs, so I'm thinking, like we did in Bahrain, we can probably go medium, medium, soft. That should get us home. That strategy seemed to work out real good for us in Bahrain. Hopefully it proves to do the same thing here in Jeddah.
Race day has arrived and the time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, this is certainly going to be a challenging but no doubt exciting race here in Jeddah.
Okay, despite what Karen Chanduk says, rain is not in the forecast today. This is the strategy that will probably be rolling. Stopping on lap 20, lap 39, and that'll be it. It's considered to be a second slower than starting on the mediums and going to a set of the hards. But I'm hoping with 4 laps more fuel, we can put a little bit more in. We can probably go up to 6 laps actually. 55.2. Okay, so just over 5 laps. That will be able to push a lot longer than what we did in Bahrain. You remember we had to find ways to save fuel a little bit, particularly with Ricciardo, because he had to chew up a good chunk of his fuel trying to catch back up after his first pit stop, when he didn't quite come out close enough to, I believe it was Lewis, to get a bit of a draft, so he had to push like hell to catch up to him, whereas Pierre was able to come out and hang on to the back of him, which enabled him to save a bit of fuel then. So we'll go 4 laps extra on fuel. We'll go super aggressive at the start, starting on the mediums. Let's see whether this race is going to be a little bit crazy or if it's going to be a reasonably straightforward one.
Cloudy skies tonight, with the drivers now having taken position on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. And we're just moments away now. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
I see a lot of medium runners. It looks like Perez and Sainz are on the hards. So if Ricciardo can get around those two guys, that will help us enormously. Of course, we are pushing like crazy at the start. See if we can do anything. He does have the tyre advantage, so he might be able to do something here. Clean start for Verstappen. Perez had a bit of a nightmare there, down to P5, probably because of the hard compound tyre. Ricciardo's having a look on the Ferrari. Not quite there. Trying to pull away from George as well, I see. I think what we're going to do is go back to standard on the tyre. And we'll just push with engine power.
Take it easy. Okay.
And a bit of ERS. So I might save some actually. So we can hang on to the back of the Ferrari. Or get up the inside of him as well. Come on, Daniel. Like he's got a shape and a move on Carlos.
This is good. Come on.
There's a look. Does have the grip. Mediums tyres are a bit better than the hards. Worth about 3/10 a lap. But he backs out of it. Lewis is already 2.5 seconds off. We need to clear him.
Good job.
Okay, we're going to go with Pierre.
Energy if you need it.
Yeah. Let's take a closer look. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. Moving up a place there, excellent work from them. I think it's safe to say that went down well with the team.
So he is now free of Lewis, so we need to push with him. See if he can get out of DRS range of the Mercedes. George is right on Ricciardo as well. I think Ricciardo did get DRS though. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. How did he not get DRS? Alright, we'll see if George can claw his way back up there. Oh, I also realised that possibly I didn't seem overly excited in the last race. Since we did get a double podium, maybe some of you think I should have been a little bit more excited about it. The main reason I wasn't is it looked early on that we had the pace. And that we were able to do that. Ricciardo seems to be struggling a bit, eh? Well, now the gap is 6 seconds to the front two. We're going to let Perez drag us on though. We'll be the first ones in. because I think we have the worst tyre wear. Yeah, we're mid 60s. Everybody else is high 60s and even 70s there with Verstappen. Of course, Perez and Sainz on the hards are doing a lot better. They got basically 10% on everyone else. Yeah, Perez is gone now, huh? He's got 2 seconds on him. Okay. Three seconds, so we have dropped off.
Position gained for AlphaTauri.
And Perez is just gone. He is chasing after the top 2. Verstappen's in. That seems early.
And Ferrari just gained a place.
Okay, I'm going to go neutral with Pierre. See if we can hang on to the back of Carlos. So what has he gone on to? A set of hards. Okay, I don't think that's the right strategy, Max. Leclerc is in. I'm guessing for the exact same thing. Yes, he is. We're not going to pit until the next time by. And we're going to see if we can hang on to the back of Carlos here. We're going to have to pit one of them though, aren't we? I think I'm going to pick Ricardo. We'll go Danny Rick first. And we'll go Gasly next time by.
Box.
Because I'm hoping that Pierre can keep in range of Carlos, and so far he has. Oh, he's given George a little bit of room there. I think they're both in. They are.
Copy that. Just pit limits and it's reminder of pit limits.
That's actually good for Daniel because he'll be able to come out with somebody. If you remember in Bahrain, that wasn't the case. So he is with George. Hopefully he'll be able to stick with him. Gonna pit Pierre this time by.
Box.
Okay, well he needs to go because he needs to catch up to George. So we're gonna hopefully push a little bit with Ricardo. We can close that gap. I think I'm just going to keep it on that. So let's see where Pierre is. He managed to stay with Carlos, so that's good. I'm happy with that. Leclerc's a couple seconds behind Max. I think that is Vettel. I think yes, that is how it's going to be. So Ricciardo has hooked onto the back of Pierre.
Energy if you need it.
I think we're on the mediums, yes? We are the only team on the mediums right now.
They've locked up and gone straight on. Let's see what happened there. Let's take another look. There we have Joe. Well, they've lost it. They've locked up.
Yeah, we're gonna push, I think, with Ricciardo as well. We need to because they've dropped off the back of Lewis, and we cannot afford that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to standard on the tyre then. There he goes. Okay, we're gonna go deploy, I think. Not that we have much DRS, unfortunately. But we need to do something. Okay, Gasly got around him, so let's see if he can get around Ocon. 1.4 seconds. Ricciardo has cleared Alonso as well, so we're going to push a bit on this. Gasly has caught up, so we'll go back to normal for those two. Bottas is clear of Fernando. Okay, we need to deploy that, so let's watch Ricciardo then, see if he can catch up to Esteban. Bottas has caught up again. He was 2 seconds off, now he's halved that. Ricciardo's nearly in DRS range of Esteban. And Bottas definitely closed right up there, huh? Half the gap. Okay, so Ricciardo is there now, so we are going to go overtake for him. Okay, now we're going to go deploy. I think we will push these tyres a little bit. If I was in. Okay, we need to stay there. Oh, Stroll locked up.
Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. And this, yes, there, that's the lockup.
That wasn't too bad. That's a 5-second gap, so that does mean we can stop both our guys on the same lap, if need be. George is only 4 seconds off Lewis now. George is trying to catch that up. I'm going to go overtake, I think, with Ricciardo. See if we can get around Valtteri. So far we're only on target for 1 point. which is not brilliant. I'm going to try and save a little bit of fuel with Pierre. Or is there any point? There's probably no point, is there? Still got 4.4. Yeah, no, there's no point. We'll just push.
Alpha Tower regained a place.
Okay. Well then, let's see what Pierre can do. He is on the better tire. I'm just going to go deploy, I think, for Ricardo.
So use energy.
Okay.
There goes Russell.
Looks like there's been a lockup. We can take a look now. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. Well, they've locked up. They won't have been happy about that. The team. Was that a lockup on the track? Here's the replay. So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez. And there's the lockup. It almost got away from them entirely.
It's not good for Perez. Do we think they're gonna make it to the end? They probably can. Okay, we need to pit Ricardo. I'm gonna pit both of them actually. I think we should be able to do this. Let's see if we can watch Pierre. Okay, Pierre is in.
Copy that.
So I think they're going to go to the end. .6, not bad. Here comes Ricardo. 2.7, good double stack, boys. So Pierre should emerge in front of Esteban. Ricardo is going to be in front of Vettel from the looks of it. Okay, so Pierre's got 10 seconds to catch up to Sainz and Bottas. Okay, we're going to go for it, I think, with Pierre right now. And I think we're going to do the same with Ricardo as well. Just see if we can get around him. So we've got DRS, that will help Ricardo. Gets in front of Fernando. And now we see what we can do with it. And go overtake for both of them, I think. Since they need to get around their respective guys.
This is good. Come on.
He had a go.
Be 3 to go.
Come on, Pierre.
We need a charge here.
Okay. Understood.
Not there, is he? This is costing us. He's not going to get a point now. He had to go, he was like right on him, and now he's not. And Esteban's holding up Ricardo as well. No, Ricardo gets around him. Okay, so now we are going. So let's go deploy. I think it's too late though. I don't think we're going to close 8 seconds on Carlos. Verstappen starts his last lap. It looks like we are going to finish 7th and 9th. Not the greatest race. So there goes Verstappen. Gets around either Latifi or Magnussen. Probably Latifi, I think. And there you go. Max gets the dub. Leclerc gets P2. And Sergio P3.
Okay, understood.
And Lewis is going to finish 4th. So how much tyre left did they? Bang on, 33, okay. So we probably could have done the same. Oh, Sainz got George right at the death there.
Checkered flag.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well done. Good drive. Take the pickup. Checkered flag. Checkered flag. That was a good day. Well done, everyone. Brilliant. Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in. Well done. Copy that. Just take all the pickup.
So not too bad. Pretty happy with that. I'd have preferred points, but 7th and 9th. Probably around where we are. Lewis had a real good day. We only finished, what, 10 seconds off Sainz there. Or off Lewis, sorry. Which isn't too bad.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. This was well deserved for AlphaTauri. A solid weekend of racing.
They do say success breeds success, and I'm sure the team will be hoping that holds true.
At the end of the weekend, it's second place in the constructor standings for them.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Yes, that's right. Australian Grand Prix up next. I'd love to see if we can get Danny Rick a home win. But I might have to wait until season 3 to think on that. We were about the only team that tried a 2-stop. We ended up being quick, like what, 2 seconds, second and a half clear on the field, but it just wasn't enough. Verstappen with the dub, Leclerc second, Perez round out your podium, Hamilton, Sainz and George Russell your remaining points scorers. Gasly P7, Bottas 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Ocon 10th, Alonso P11 there, so 10th and 11th for the Alpines, not too shabby. Vettel in 13th, Magnussen 14th, Norris 15th for McLaren, the lead McLaren. Latifi finishes P15. Sorry, did I say Lando was 15th? Lando's 14th, sorry. Latifi 15th in the other Haas, Tsunoda 16th in the other McLaren, Mick Schumacher P17 for Williams, Guan Yu and Albon 18th and 19th for Williams, and Lance Stroll brings up the rear of the field in P20. Everybody up to Lando was lapped, so 14 on the lead lap. Drivers' Championship, I guess Leclerc. Leclerc by a point over Verstappen, by another point to Pierre. Lewis is P4. Ricciardo drops a couple spots down to 5th. Perez up 14 spots, courtesy of his podium. Now has P6 there. Russell 7th, dropped a couple spots, as Sainz dropped a spot, and Vettel is the first man who has not scored points in P9. Bottas is 10th. Constructors, no new teams scored points. Red Bull now lead the championship a point over us and Ferrari, and Mercedes are 5 points further back. Overall, I'm disappointed that we didn't score any points, but I genuinely don't think we had the pace here today. So we gain 1.88 million. Had to pay out both our bonus clauses to the drivers. I did see that Pierre does have a development point, so we'll put that in when we get back. So what do we want to do this? I still think defending. Actually, based on last time, maybe overtaking. Oh, there you go. Gasly's now an 85 overall rated driver. Patrick Stafford is saying that he is happy with the race, or the board is happy with the race, and confidence in us as leader has grown again. We have high confidence from the board as team principal, and we can expect a positive review in a few months' time. So in the next episode, we have the Australian Grand Prix. I see we also have a new regulations being proposed for season 2024. See what that is all about, but that is going to be next time. So that is it for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Catch us next time for Mr. Ricciardo's home Grand Prix. Let's see if we can get him a podium. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, you can hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, go right ahead. This is Mystic Tez signing off. See you later.